Imagine you're on a massive cruise ship, miles out at sea, and you want to watch the big game in pristine 4K. How does that crystal clear signal actually travel to 1,000 different screens through a ship wired with, like, 30-year-old coaxial cables?
Yeah.
Well, the answer costs about $5,000, and it's the target of our deep dive today.
Yeah, and to find that answer, we're digging into a profoundly dense AV product page from HDTVSupply. We're looking at a specific piece of broadcasting gear called the Thor Broadcast H-4K-QUAD-MOD. And I mean, dense is an absolute understatement here.
Oh, it's wild. Navigating this specific product page is literally like walking into a digital mega warehouse where every single aisle is shouting at you at
No,
once.
right, it's just a giant wall of text.
Exactly. Like, it boasts about being a 25-year global home, lists over 50 strategic partnerships, throws these endless menus of matrix switchers at you, and constantly urges you in bold text to call 833 Wolfpack.
It is absolute digital clutter. But, if you manage to cut through all that noise to look at the actual hardware specs, you find a 1RU chassis.
Which just means it's built to slide right into one standard slot on a rack, right?
Exactly, a standard AV equipment rack. It takes up to 4 HDMI inputs and converts them into digital RF television channels.
So meaning the standard signals a TV antenna picks up, like ATSC here in North America or DVB-T over in Europe.
Correct. And while it's doing that, it simultaneously creates IPTV streams. That sends the video out over internet protocols to smart TVs or set-top boxes.
Okay, let's unpack this, though, because here is where I really had to question the price tag. Why spend $5,000 on this specific Thor unit when you could, arguably patch together a network of standard matrix switchers and IP encoders for a lot less? Like, why not just buy a $15 HDMI splitter online to mirror a screen?
Well, because a $15 splitter is fine for your living room, sure, but patching together a makeshift system creates massive bottlenecks the second you demand true 4K resolution across a huge industrial scale network.
Right, so it's really a scale issue.
Exactly. The real value here is the all-in-one HEVC, or H.265 compression. That advanced compression is the mechanism that makes this massive scale possible with heavy 4K files.
How so? Like, what is the H.265 standard actually doing to the video file?
It saves an enormous amount of bandwidth by only updating the pixels that actually change from frame to frame. So instead of redrawing the entire 4K screen 60 times a second...
Oh, wow. So it only processes the moving parts.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It only processes the moving football players, leaving the static green field alone. That lets the box squeeze massive, heavy 4K signals into a highly efficient data stream.
That's incredible.
It is, and it means it can travel over those existing older networks we talked about without losing any of that crystal clear quality.
So it's like a highly efficient post office sorting facility. It takes these massive, bulky 4K video packages, shrinks them down perfectly, and routes them to 50 different addresses simultaneously without, causing a traffic jam on the network.
That is a perfect way to look at it, which explains the specific target audience the text on this product page actually calls out. It mentions hotels, campuses, hospitals, and those cruise ships we mentioned.
Because they need to push pristine 4K video across old-school coaxial cables or modern Ethernet networks at the exact same time.
Yeah, and they need to do it without the whole system crashing.
So what does this all mean? It's essentially the central nervous system for a massive sports bar, pushing pristine 4K to dozens of TVs. It's the industrial heavy lifter behind the scenes.
It absolutely is.
And speaking of that no-nonsense industrial vibe, there is a piece of text buried deep on this sprawling product page that perfectly captures it.
Oh, you mean the customer review?
Yes. Below the modulation specs, there is a surprisingly honest customer review. A verified buyer gave the company 4.7 stars and specifically noted that the staff was less than friendly but answered my question.
I mean, leaving a review like that published right next to a $5,000 piece of gear is a really bold choice.
Right. It's hilarious.
But honestly, filtering out the fluff and leaving the blunt critique actually builds a weird sense of trust. It tells the buyer, hey, we aren't here to hold your hand. We are here to make your stadium's video feed actually work.
It totally strips away the marketing speak. And, by digging through a truly chaotic wall of text, we've actually uncovered a seriously powerful broadcasting tool.
Yeah, the seamless, high-definition video experiences that you just take for granted in massive public spaces, they require complex, expensive hardware running silently in a closet to actually function.
Which leaves you with this to ponder. If this powerful hardware is what it takes just to compress and push 4K video through legacy coaxial networks in places like cruise ships today, what kind of monstrous tech will be required when the world inevitably demands 8K?